Hello, Aquariuses. Welcome to your second quarter reading. This is April, May, and June for 2023. It's for all Aquariuses, Sun, Moon, Rising, and cross-watching. I'm going to pull, it's a pretty significant reading. I'm going to pull general energies, 6 pre-shuffled oracle cards, and then a lot of tarot. So let's get into it here. Thanks for watching. Be bold and make the first move is in your April. May, creation, card number 39 reduces to a 12. So 1, 2, or 12 might be important in May. And the number 2 in May has come up continually, so that's interesting. Solitude is June. Chaos and conflict, overarching energies, card number 33, so that can reduce to a 6. So 3 or 6 might be important. Release your blocks. Releasing that chaos and conflict, maybe. That's in the what's good column. And your angel message is the Queen of Swords. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, time for your career rather than your relationships. The Queen of Swords, it relates to air signs, which of course you are, Aquarius. It says brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, and humorous. All words to describe the Aquariuses that I know. So let's get into this with the tarot. We're going to do a question and answer at the end. And if you don't have a question, like a pick a card, we're going to use those cards to clarify. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for each row, and then we'll get into the message a little deeper. So in April, you've got the Death card, the card of Scorpio, the King of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. In May, you have the 4 of Swords, the Justice card, which is a card of Libra, and the Page of Pentacles. In June, you have the Queen of Wands, 4 of Cups, and the King of Wands. So that could be those of you looking for love, that could be a divine counterpart there. That could be a couple, the King and Queen of Wands. We have the Hangman. Under your general energy, we have the 2 of Swords. Yeah, I could see that. And the Queen of Cups, you have the King and Queen of Cups as well. Under what's good, you've got, the 8 of Wands, the 6 of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. The 5 of Pentacles is under your angel messages. The Knight of Swords. And the Emperor, card of Aries. So you have here an Aries, a Libra, and a Scorpio. 3 of Wands, bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Okay, look at that. Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Pentacles, the Sun card. The last few readings, I've been pulling the last 6 cards instead of the last 3 because there's such important messages from the bottom of the deck. This is kind of like what lies below. What is the underlying reasoning, what's going on beneath the surface. So you've got 3 of Wands. This is a card of expansion and growth. He is waiting for his ships to come in. Notice all the yellow in the cards. Whenever you see a lot of yellow, I made the thumbnail yellow purposefully because the first 3 videos I did had the Sun card in it, which you have. So yellow in the tarot is a very positive omen of things working out. So this is, he's planted his wands, his ships are coming in. He's just waiting for that to happen. The Queen of Pentacles can relate to an earth sign, which could be a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. And the Queen of Pentacles, as it relates to you, is someone who's very confident, secure, nurturing, and really can handle anything. Also, you have resources there, financial resources. So some of you might be coming into some money here because you do have the 6 of Pentacles as well. We'll get to that in a minute. 6 of Wands is a card of victory and success. So whatever you're focused on, whatever you're working towards here, if you are working towards a relationship, leveling up in a relationship, if you're working towards a job, whatever it is you're focused on, a hobby, spiritually, you're leveling up. The Wheel of Fortune says things are moving and turning in your favor. It's also card number 10, and 10 in the tarot signify a new chapter. And the 6 of Pentacles that we just talked about, it's got the scales on it, And so does the Justice card. It's about balance and bringing things into balance. It can be an inheritance. It can be a gift of money. It can be you helping someone else out financially, feeling emotionally balanced and steady and secure. And then the beautiful Sun card. This is a card of travel. It's a card of happiness and joy. And it really is the most optimistic card in the deck here, the Sun card. And it has come out quite a bit in these readings. I will say, so the air signs are the last set of readings that I'm doing, starting with you. Then we've got Gemini and Libra. The themes have been to release and let go and move on. So that's just been the general theme for all signs. But let's get into you specifically, Aquariuses. In April, be bold and make the first move. If there's something you've been waiting to do, you're waiting for your ships to come in here, it's time to take action. It's time for you to move into something. And there's a lot of planetary action in these coming months. I'm not an astrologer, but watch your favorite astrologer. See how that affects you. Also, watch like your sun, moon, and rising to get a bigger, picture, a bigger idea of what's going on, right? Some clarification if you need it. So the Death card says that something has to end for a new beginning. You have the Wheel of Fortune there. You have the sun. Omens of like a new day rising, right? A new dawn is rising on this card. He's got the sun coming up, but it is a death card. It rarely portends a real death, but it could. And here's the thing. The death is that something has to end so that you can move on. You're being bold and you're making the first move. You're moving on. What you're moving into here with the King of Cups is something that feels strong, steady, and secure. He's got all these rocky waters around him, fish jumping up, but he's calm in the storm. So you might be the calm in a storm. If there's a lot of things going on with the Death card, you might be the person who's trying to help hold it all together. You might be assisting other people in doing that. Or there may be things just in your life that have been really upsetting, and you're finally coming to a place in April where you're feeling like you've got a handle on it. And this King of Cups could be another person who's helping you with your emotions. So it could be a counselor or a mentor or a good friend, a lover, someone who has your best interest at heart and is here to help you. The cups relate to water signs, which is Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. So the Three of Pentacles in April, this says, be bold and make the first move. This is about building a future. This is a card of an architect. Some of you might be actually building a new home. This is a general reading, so I'm going to give you several different examples of this card. But notice he's not alone. It's not the only card you have of getting help from other people and having other people in your life. You've got the Six of Cups. You've got the Five of Pentacles. We'll get into that later. But there's other people in those cards to help you. And so this is building something that's strong and stable and secure. If you want a relationship, this is about, you might be ending an old relationship to start a new one. You may know that you need to let go of the past to move into something new, but this is a good omen for a stable relationship. If it's not a relationship, it's a great omen for a job. You do have the Queen of Pentacles there, and the Six of Pentacles, that's about a bonus, financial bonus, or getting money, being stable financially. And the Queen of Pentacles is also emotionally stable too. So you have some cards here of, if you haven't been feeling very stable emotionally, it's about, feeling more balanced. So you have creation in May, and see these plans here? I don't know if you could see that there's blueprints there. Some of you, as I said, you might be building a house. I didn't even know those were on the card, but there might be plans, but you might be mapping out your future. This is the card of the architect, the Three of Pentacles. So you're creating the life you want. You're creating things that you want in May. You're moving on. You're ready to bring your dreams to reality. If you have a passion project, something that you've been wanting to do, you really need to start it in this time period. And I feel like it's going to grow. Naturally, you're going to have the growth that you're going to need. But, some of you with the blueprints here, you might be writing a business plan. You might be listing all the things that you want in a partner. You might be, writing down things, someone's, tracking their food, tracking their exercise, really getting into being more healthy and taking care of yourself a little more, but you're creating the world that you want, Aquariuses, and a lot of planets are moving into Aquarius, so definitely check out the astrology for this time and see how it affects you. I know I already said that, but I feel strongly that you guys need to really do that because the planets are actually in your sign. The Four of Swords is a card of self-care, so with that creation comes self-care, taking care of yourself. She's receiving blessings here in the stained glass in the window. Things are coming to you that you need. It's a card of meditation and paying attention to your dreams. If you do meditate, pay attention to the thoughts that come into your mind at that time or just after. But it's also about, getting a massage, taking a walk in nature, just doing things that make you feel good. Reading a good book. Someone is reading a book. That's their pleasure. That's the thing. Whatever makes you happy, whatever nurtures your soul is what self-care is different for everybody. So you have this Justice card in May, and it is a card of a lawyer or a judge. It can be a judgment moving in your favor. It's also a card of Libra, and it's also a card of balance. So things moving in your favor here in May, especially if in April with that Death card you've been getting over some past upsets or hurts. You're moving on from them and you're starting to feel more balanced. This can be being balanced financially, any of those things. The Page of Pentacles in May is planting seeds for the future, but the Knight is really actually doing the planting, which you have the Knight of Swords, but you don't have the Knight of Pentacles. But the Page of Pentacles is really making those plans for the future. It's taking those steps, right? So it's being bold and making the first move. It's creating the world that you want with the creation card. It's very interesting the way the cards are really just aligning here for you. Aquarius says, I love this reading. All the readings really have been very insightful. In June, you have the Solitude card. So you may be, maybe you are, you've learned to slow down. You've learned to take care of yourself. Some of you might be taking a trip alone, with the Sun card. This can be a card of travel. You might just be taking a trip somewhere that you've always wanted to go. For someone, I think it's to, I don't know, I'm getting like natural hot springs. So it's about, going somewhere in solitude, going within. And even if you're taking a trip with someone else, it's at that time, it's a time for you to go within, to meditate, to really focus on your needs with that Solitude card. And I feel like you're processing in June a lot of things. Now, you have this wonderful King and Queen of Wands. As I said, these are divine counterparts, right? So if you want a relationship, you might be meeting someone in June. It can be very passionate with the Wands. I'll say that. The Wands relate to fire signs, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But the King and Queen of Wands are both highly dynamic. They go for what they want, and they have long-term success in doing it. Since you have both the King and the Queen, I don't feel like you're alone. Again, you have that with the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. I feel like there's a divine counterpart. There's someone who's on your side. And you remember that these are magic wands that they carry, okay? And they cast their spells. They manifest what it is they want. So you're creating your own world. Remember there, you've got the creation card. And the solitude time might be the time when, things are cooking in the oven, right? So think about it. If we're making cookies, we're going to mix it all together and we're creating our cookies. We have to put them in the oven to bake before we get the product, right? The final product. So this solitude time in June might be that time when things are just marinating or baking. I call them marinating all the time. But the Four of Cups is about a card of apathy. And it could be that, you're receiving things and you're not sure which direction to go. You're not sure that you want to make a move. So I would say other readers say, you know, these cups have the ingredients. You have to mix them together to get what you want. But for me, it's just a card of apathy, a card of, you know what, you've made some decisions and you're waiting to see. Like I said, this is with the solitude card. This is, you know, the buns in the oven here. You're waiting to see what the outcome is. What is the final product? So general energies, you have chaos and conflict. And it's card number 33, but this chaos and conflict could relate to the death card in that you're releasing and letting go of the things that cause you chaos and conflict. You do have the Six of Wands here, and I'm going to remind you that this is a card of winning, of victory, and of success. So if you've been working towards something, you could be coming out on top. You also have the Justice card, which relates to you getting what it is you want. But in this particular card, this zebra is shedding his giraffe pattern. It's about becoming your authentic self, letting go and releasing the things you don't need, and moving on. And that's for the general energies for this time period. So you have the Hanged Man. That's enlightenment, right? It's becoming enlightened. So with that meditation, the Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, that time that you're waiting, the time in solitude, you might be having some like real epiphanies and aha moments. Like you're just like, things are coming to you during this time period that are kind of changing the way you might do things from now on. And also the Hangman, so it's a slower moving energy. It is that like kind of waiting for things to cook energy, but he's looking at things from different perspectives. And it's about opening your mind and seeing things from other people's point of view, especially if there's chaos and conflict. Maybe, trying to get into the head of the person that you're having a conflict with and try to see things from their point of view, but also ultimately, coming to an agreement so you can move away from it. And this Two of Swords is about making a decision, but she has to take her blindfold off. So it really is like with the Hangman, it's about, taking your blindfold off, seeing things from other perspectives, making the right choices and decisions, but knowing that's a double-edged sword there. You have to examine yourself as much as the other person. And also when you cut something in half, it generally can't be repaired. So making a decision, making sure that you're making the right decisions. And the Queen of Cups says, follow your intuition. She's highly intuitive. You have the King and Queen of Cups, more divine counterparts, but being highly intuitive and being emotionally stable. So really cutting things out of your life with that Two of Swords that make you feel unstable. Anything that's chaotic, any conflicts, resolving them and letting them go. The Queen of Cups, though, highly intuitive. So signs, synchronicities, and dreams could be important during this time. You have release your blocks, the first quarter moon in Scorpio. You also have the card of Scorpio. So there may be a Scorpio somewhere involved in this time period here, but releasing your blocks says you've got to stop holding yourself back. And remember, in April, you have be bold and make the first move. That's releasing your blocks. That's saying, you know what, I've got to move forward. I got to move on from this. Okay. So this is under what's good. What is good? You've got excitement, energy, passion with the Eight of Wands. It is the arrows of love. Again, if you're looking for love, you have divine counterparts here twice. There's a good chance you'll find someone. It's also about a lot of activity. It can be like the internet if you want to start a YouTube channel, a website, anything like that. It's about that quick communication. There could be a lot of communication over the next 3 months. Texting, emails, etc. I feel like that communication is going to be legally binding. And I'll tell you why. Because you have the Justice card and you have the Knight of Swords, which we didn't get to yet, and the Emperor. The Knight of Swords can also be a card of a lawyer. So you might be signing contracts, as I said, buying a home, building a home, that sort of thing. Or maybe there's just communications and there's been chaos and conflict and you're resolving that and you have to resolve it legally. The Six of Cups is a card of a soulmate. It's a card of nostalgia. It can be a sibling or a cousin, family member that you're close to, a good friend, but it's about having the loving support of someone that really has your best interest at heart. Again, with the Three of Pentacles, you could be working with this person or people to secure your future. Some of you might be starting a business or someone with something like that with loved ones or a friend. The Ten of Swords, you've got this yellow of the sun dawning a new day, is the exact same meaning as the Death card. It's under what's good. That means whatever's ending is in your best and highest good. So whatever is ending, and you might be deciding what ends with that Two of Swords. Whatever's ending is going to be in your best and highest good. So in your angel messages here, Aquariuses, you have the Queen of Swords, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. It really describes most Aquariuses that I know. And it says you do know what to do. Again, releasing your blocks, making the first move, being bold and assertive. The Queen of Swords holds that sword of truth, the same one that's in the Justice card. And she cuts through the crap. And with the chaos and conflict, you could be the one who says, all right, enough is enough. What's going on here? How are we going to settle this? But your angel message is trust yourself, and trust what you believe, and don't worry. You're creating your own world here, and you need to let go of the things that are really holding you back. Another message of releasing, which is unbelievable. So you have the Five of Pentacles. It is a card of loss, but as I said, there's two people here. You have someone else. If you don't feel like you have someone else, then go ahead and, find someone else to help you. If you need help in any way, as I said, you have the Knight of Swords here. You might need a lawyer. You might need a counselor. You might need a friend. You might need a companion. The Five of Pentacles says that there is a sanctuary right behind these people. They just need to turn around and look. They need to ask, okay? So the Five of Pentacles says, your angel message when I see the Five of Pentacles is don't feel lost and left out, because you're not. That's a big divine message for somebody. I just got a real strong inclination. I don't like to bring religion into this, but knowing that you're never alone is important, even if you think you are. The Knight of Swords here, and it was 2222 on the thing when I said that. So the Knight of Swords is a card of moving forward. Again, he's got the Sword of Truth. It's an action card. It can be a card of a lawyer, but it can be you communicating what you need and moving in, finally making your move. The Emperor. This is a card of Aries, okay? So you do have the King and Queen of Wands. There could be an Aries, as I said, involved. But the Emperor builds empires. This is the Emperor creates his own world. The Emperor creates everything, right? I mean, he builds a whole empire. It's not just businesses. It's towns. It's systems. It's communities. And I feel like the angel message is that you have the power to do this, and you have that creation card. You have the power to do whatever it is you want to do and build your own world. The Emperor can also be another person who's here to help you. And it could be an influx of money. You do have indications here that you might be getting an influx of money, perhaps from with the Emperor, it could be a gift of money from someone, or it could be an inheritance. Could be a bonus. The Emperor could relate to your boss. It could be getting a raise. You have great indications here for moving on and being successful, but you have to make some moves yourself. So I am going to do pick a card here. Well, that's card number 1. If you have a question, I want you to think about the question. We'll pick a card. And if you don't have a question, we're going to use these as clarifiers for the reading. So we've got card number 1, 2, and 3. Focus in on those cards and ask your question, Aquariuses. So card number 1, no wonder it jumped out. It's the beautiful Magician card. This is all about manifesting and creating the world you want. It's an absolute yes. If you want to know if you should be starting something or doing something, if your heart says so, yes, you have the power in this time period to manifest the life you want. That's the creation card. Card number 2 is an 8 of Swords. You have the 2 of Swords as well. In the 8 of Swords, it's another woman who has a blindfold traditionally over her eyes. The 8 of Swords is about feeling trapped, but it's self-imposed. And that release your blocks says you've got to take off the blindfold. You've got to make a move if you want things to change. But I'm going to say it's a no card if you need yes or no. 10 of Pentacles. Yes, 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 absolutely. Wonderful omen of this is the 10 of Pentacles is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It is what everything you've gone through is paying off for you. It can be financially. It can be building a new home, having a new home. It's the happily ever after card. Those of you seeking love, it's a great omen for that. It's a great omen for if you're looking for a new job. It's a great omen if you need money. The 10 of Pentacles is just an absolute yes card. And when I look at it in this reading together, when I add these together, it says stop being stuck so you can manifest everything you've ever wanted. And that's what I have, Aquariuses. Thank you so much for watching, commenting. Please subscribe if you do like the video. I did a yearly reading, and that has timestamps for each month, so I'll attach that. You could check that out and maybe do some comparing and check out your astrology. And I hope you have a wonderful second quarter.